Hey y'all, it's Kelly from Dixie Darlins, and I'm back with day 2 in the 7 days of template tutorials. And I'm going to be using again the new Dixie Darlins Artist Foil and Glitter Tape. That is the double-sided adhesive sheets that you guys have seen me use, also known as cat scratch sheets. Now we're calling them Artist Foil and Glitter. These have superior tack to the foils. The foil sticks so beautifully to these, but glitter does as well. So in today's tutorial, you're actually going to see me use a combination of foils and glitter. And this template, y'all, there are so many beautiful templates that people have created on Etsy. I literally go down a rabbit hole that I can't come out of some nights. But this one, I immediately knew what I wanted to do with it. Put it on the cup and then was like, hey, wait a minute. I think I'm just going to go with something different. So anybody that knows me know red is my favorite color. And I just had this vision of red and black. And then to throw in a little gold tiger foils from Southern Belle Glitter. I think it's Wilder Days is the name of this one. And it was just a beautiful combination. I wasn't really sure how I felt about it when I got them all on there. But then there's something very like a burlesque feel about this cup that I fell in love with the red and the black. So I hope that you enjoy it. And then y'all, as I always say, join me over in my Facebook group. It's where I go live on Sunday nights. It gives me a chance to interact with y'all. We're trying to reinstitute Fun Foil Friday. I'd gotten away from it from a little bit, but we do have that ongoing on Fridays now for Fun Foil Friday. So I always do some fun project. And then I love to hear what you guys want to see, how I can help y'all. And it just gives me another time to interact. And we just talk about all kinds of fun things. So join me over there. And then I will link all the products that I use in the description box below. So make sure you check out those links. And if you enjoy my tutorials, please hit the bell button so you can subscribe so you won't miss my future tutorials. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, y'all, today we are starting with a 20-ounce skinny straight from Craft Haven. All my tumblers are from Craft Haven. I love this skinny straight. It's probably one that I use more than anything. And this one I have sanded with my 60 grit sanding block, and I've spray painted it with Rust-Oleum's 2X matte spray paint. I let that dry, and now I've got my template cut out. I will link in the description box below for y'all the template that I used. I forgot to do it on the tutorial yesterday. I promised to have that in the box this time for y'all. Where I purchased it, I cut it out at a 9.31 by 8 for this size tumbler. And I have cut it on, I have a Cricut Explorer Air, and I use the paper minus setting with my pressure set at 300. So you can see that I've trimmed it down here, and it did have a box around it, and so I trimmed it down to that box, and then I've set my cup upside down so it will be square on the cup. I cut the very edge of it off, if you guys watched me do this yesterday in yesterday's tutorial. So I'm just kind of going through that part a little bit quicker today. And then I'm just going to press it down just like I do vinyl on a cup. I'm just going to, I kind of hold one end and then run my other hand down it just to get any air bubbles out. And you can see now I'm just pressing the seam down here. And I let the backing of this Artist Foil and Glitter Tape come off as I'm applying it to the cup. So I never take the full sheet off. So I'm just going to go right in today, and I'm going to let you guys watch a little bit more of this. This is my weeding tool, and I just take the paper off. There's no really rhyme or reason on this template, y'all, of how I decided where I was going to start. I just was going to try to get my pattern going. And so that was a little bit of a process here. So I'm going to show y'all a lot of this and let the music go in the background more than normal probably, just because I feel like some people would want to see. So I'm using Wilder Days foil today from Southern Belle Glitter. And I have this clay dotting tool, y'all. It has a silicone touch on one end, a brush, and then it's got like a little rounded metal end on the other side. Especially on this design, it allows me to get down right up against where the top is still on that double-sided adhesive tape. And it lets you get down in there so you have a very fine line. So you can see I don't really go through the middle of this. If I ever have to do it, sometimes I'll do it with, I have like a popsicle stick or like a burnishing stick. You can usually just do it with your finger with these foils from Southern Belle Glitter though. They stick so well to this tape. That's one of the reasons that I loved this Artist Glitter and Foil tape, because it was great for the foils. So usually you can just press it down. I really just use this tool to just get down right along the edges so you have that very fine line, and especially on this pattern you have that distinction. So I'm showing it from a couple of different angles today. A lot of you guys might be bored with this, but for those who have never applied foils, especially in a more tedious pattern, to the double-sided adhesive tape like this, I left a little bit more of it in here for y'all to watch, just so you can kind of see how I go through the process. And I will tell y'all that on this pattern, I used Wilder Dazed first, and then because you can see how some of the black in that pattern will stick to the paper that's still on there. I didn't want that to be on my red, so I went with that pattern first. I usually try to do whatever has a darker pattern in the foil first, and then this is Twinkle red. Y'all, I'm obsessed with this red. Okay, y'all know I love red. This red is one of my favorite reds. She's got several different reds. She's got a laser red, and they're all beautiful too, but this Twinkle red, oh my gosh, y'all, when you put it under epoxy, y'all are going to see, it's like it just glows. I mean, look at the paper that's even sitting there on my desk. It's like it glows, I promise y'all. So that's kind of the rhyme or reason as to how I usually choose the order that I do my foils. So what I would suggest, and this is it's a process for me, I usually take some extra sheets of this, of the artist foil and glitter tape, just like whatever you cut off. It could be a little strip. And test out your foils if you haven't used them before to see how well they come off. And if there's areas that one of them doesn't cover, is the other one going to stick? And that way, you kind of know what order to go in the foils, if that makes sense. You know how like glitter, a lot of times people will start with their darkest color and go to their lightest color, or start with their lightest or the darkest, depending on what the coverage is. That's kind of how I do with foils, depending on how well it's going to stick. Is it going to stick to, like if there's areas that one didn't stick, is that going to stick to that too? And then you've kind of messed up your pattern. So I hope that makes sense of how my process works, is how I'm doing this. So yeah, I just decided that how can you go wrong with like a gold and black tiger stripe, but to add a little red in there to it. And so now I've gotten all my foils done. They're all finished. And the rest of this is going to be a black glitter. And I'm going to use Death Star from Peachy Olive Glitter. So while the glitter sticks to these artist foil and glitter tape sheets really well, black is not a color that I have had a good, fun experience with at times. I'll be honest with y'all. This is one of those things, like, trust me that I've been down this road, and I have, not only did I didn't even strip 2 cups. I threw them in the garbage, because if you get a black that I wanted this to work, y'all, on this design. I really wanted this to be black. So I went through several different blacks in other templates. And if you get a black that has a little fine in it, it's going to stick to everything, and you're not ever going to get it off, is what I have found with these foils. So if somebody has a genius way to do this, other than now, Southern Belle Glitter has a foil dust that allows you to fill in all those little holes that would help with the glitter sticking to it. But I have done several different black glitters and literally thrown them in the garbage, because I was like, there's no way I'm ever gonna salvage this. So it was like, I called it the glitter from HE double hockey sticks, because, and y'all know I don't cuss, but that I was just like, I cannot handle this. So Death Star is a great black to use, I have found. It has a larger cut on it, so it's not going to stick all over your foils. So you can see I just apply the glitter all over the cup here. And this is one of my favorite blacks anyway, Peachy Olive Glitter, Death Star. And you're going to see me add some additive in my epoxy to give it a little sparkle. I take like a cheap dollar store paintbrush here that's a little bit stiffer bristles on it here, and just brush this off. You can take a soft one, whatever you think. Just be gentle so you don't scratch your foils. But you can see I'm just going to go through here, and I'm going to knock all the paint off of that area. And then after that, we're going to spray it. You can either use Rust-Oleum's 2X Clear Gloss. I, on this one, used Mod Podge, has a clear acrylic sealer spray that I like to use. So that's what I'm going to use after I get all of the extra glitter dusted off of here. And you can see it's coming off fairly easy here. The foil stuck really good to my artist foil and glitter tape. So most of that was covered anyway. So there weren't a lot of places for the glitter to stick to anyway. But this one does really well. Peachy Olive Glitter, Death Star. I'll link it in the description box below for y'all. So here you can see this is the clear acrylic gloss Mod Podge sealer I use. You can see I've gone and sprayed a coat on it here. I did 2 coats of it. I let it dry in between. I mean, I just kind of set it off to the side for about 30 minutes. And after I did 2 coats, I'm going to go in with, this is Counterculture's medium viscosity artist resin. I've mixed up enough epoxy here for several cups, but I'm using about 15 milliliters on this. So I just kind of go through and you can see the glitter stuck pretty well with the Mod Podge clear acrylic sealer anyway, so I'm not getting a lot of movement on that. And if there is, I just kind of take my glove and kind of wipe through it to get it off. So I'm going to let this coat dry for about 6 to 8 hours, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to sand my top rim. The bottom was fairly smooth, and I sanded down a few little areas with just like on this one because it's black, and I like to be kind of touchy with my black because I know it has a tendency to sand right off. I used a 220 grit sanding block just to be really gentle with this in between coats, and then I added a final layer of epoxy. So that's really the design, y'all. It was fairly simple. These templates look, I think, a lot more intimidating and complicated sometimes, but this one was really basic and it was fairly quick. I mean, I just used the 2 colors. You could definitely go back in and add a decal. I decided not to because I might want to put somebody's special's name on this cup at the end of my 7 days of YouTube tutorials this week. So I didn't want to put a decal because I thought this would be beautiful to actually do like an offset of somebody's name with the same foil background, and then doing the red Twinkle, or there's a vinyl that's very similar to this color that I might use for somebody's name that I thought you could just blend this in magically. So stay tuned. If I end up doing that for somebody special, I will post that in my Facebook group. So we've got our final design now. I love how this turned out, y'all. This really actually gonna be hard for me to give this one away because I kind of want to put my name on it. Y'all know these are my colors. This is my jam. So thank y'all so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed the final design. If you like my tutorials, please hit the bell button and subscribe so you don't miss my future tutorials. And hop on over my Facebook group. Join us over there. I'm going live on Sunday nights. We also are trying to do Fun Foil Fridays every other week now. And then we also start our small group Bible study on Tuesday nights coming up on January the 24th. So if you guys want to join me there as well. So hop on. All the information for all that is in the Facebook group. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all again soon.